You heard the bell, so you know what time it is. Yes, indeed, it is gym time. It is week 17, and we are ready to start this new year. We are in 2021. Happy New Year, happy holidays, happy all that good stuff. I'm gonna get right into it so that I can try to make this video as short as possible in order so that we can get as much done as possible and get you moving as fast as possible. So, what I'm gonna talk about this week is we're gonna start this new year with our second set of fitness testing. Now, typically, the way we grade as PE teachers in elementary is we do one fitness test session per semester, and we grade a skill like instep kick or overhand throw. So we're not able to do those gradings because we're not in person, but just because we can't do them in person doesn't mean that we can't do them at home. So I'm still gonna have you guys do the fitness testing, even though it won't actually count as a quote unquote real test. But I will set you the standards. I will give you like what you would need to get a 1, 2, 3, and 4. For each grade level, I created that document. This is kind of a review from the first unit, but like I said, each semester we do these fitness tests. So we'll do it again in lesson or card marking 3, and we'll do it again in hopefully card marking 4. Maybe one of those two will be in person to do it in person. But that said, we're gonna do a few fitness tests, and we're gonna talk about goal setting. Just so you guys know, Mr. Aspirations, he teaches the teachers. He's the principal over at Oakman for my Becker students that don't know. But he is the principal over at Oakman, and he teaches the teachers a certain lesson every single week in his weekly email. So Sunday night, the teachers get an email, and it teaches us something about what Mr. Aspirations wants to share. And this week, he was talking about goal setting, and it's just so ironic because in our lesson here in gym, we're doing goal setting. So just so you guys know, us teachers are learning the same things that we're promoting and we're trying to teach you guys. So that's pretty cool. Mr. Aspirations actually sent a whole email, super long, super big, about goal setting. So it just kind of just goes to show you that teachers, even though we're the teachers, we're always learning just like you guys. Okay, that said, we're gonna talk about fitness testing and goal setting. Now, what are some achievable goals? Achievable meaning like what can I actually get to? So like if I set a standard to run a mile in like 4 minutes, am I actually gonna do that? Probably not. That's not really an achievable goal considering that the Olympians only run like a 4-minute mile. Do I look like an Olympian? And do I run every day and train every day for my whole life? No. So that's not really an achievable goal. So we're gonna talk about achievable goals, setting achievable goals. Then we're gonna talk about like what are realistic goals. So just like I said an example of a mile in 4 minutes, is that realistic for me? Probably not. If I was a runner like in high school or college, maybe that's realistic. Maybe they can get there. But my mile time is like 9 minutes. So there's no way I'm gonna shave 5 minutes off my mile. Like it's not gonna happen. At least not unless I train really, really, really hard every single day, but I don't have time to do that. So it's not realistic. Then we're also gonna talk about what are aspirations or long-term goals, right? Aspirations. And that is gonna take us to our word of the week. Remember last week I talked about each week I'm gonna set a vocabulary word for like our word wall? Well, aspirations is gonna be our vocabulary word of the week, and we're gonna talk about that now. So, let me just flip this board around. If you guys can't see this on the screen or in the video, that's okay because what's on here is what I'm talking about, right? So everything that's showing on here is pretty much what I'm saying. So you're just getting it kind of better from me saying it than you reading it. Okay, so aspirations is A-S-P-I-R-A-T-I-O-N-S. That's aspiration, that's how you spell it. The definition is a hope or ambition of achieving something, a hope or ambition. So that means like I set a goal, you know, like here's my example. I have aspirations because I love to fish. I have aspirations of catching a shark and one day running a 5K charity race. 5K is just over like 2.5 miles or 3 miles, right? It's kilometers versus miles. So my aspirations are, I love fishing. One day make it to the ocean and catch a shark. Doesn't have to be a huge shark. It could be a little shark. Doesn't really matter. But I would like to catch some species of a shark. That's an aspiration of mine. Because I'm a fisherman, catching a shark would be amazing. So that's my aspiration. And then I like to work out and I like to participate in charitable things. So you know what? A good example of a charitable event that's athletic is a 5K charity race. So I would like to do that one day. That's an aspiration of mine. Those are 2 aspirations. Those are examples. So you guys have some aspirations. Some of you say, you know, one day I would like to be a teacher. That's an aspiration of yours. You say, one day I would like to go to Cedar Point, maybe one of these summers. That's an aspiration of yours. Maybe you and your family can go. So that's just an example. So we're gonna talk about goal setting for your fitness test. Now, if you do your test and you get like, say 20 push-ups, maybe you set an aspiration of like, one day I wanna do 50 push-ups. That's only 30 more and that's achievable, right? So that's what you want. You don't wanna say I wanna do 200 push-ups because really not too many people, if anybody, can do 200 push-ups, like in a single setting. So you wanna make sure your goals are achievable, or make sure that like you're giving yourself time to get there. So an aspiration for me, catching a shark, is one day, that's my aspiration, I'll get to the ocean and then maybe catch one. One day I'll get to a charity race and I'll sign up and then I'll run that 5K. So that's one of my aspirations. The fitness tests we're gonna do this week are push-ups, curl-ups, the jump rope test, and the shuttle run. Now, normally we would do the mile run, but obviously it's freezing outside, so we can't really do the mile run. But the shuttle run you can do indoors, and you can time yourself. So we're gonna do the shuttle run. I'm gonna do 2 videos. I'm gonna do 2 of the tests now, and then I'm gonna make a second video and link it, and do the other 2 tests so that it's not so long, okay? So, again, real quickly, goal setting. You'll run your test, you'll do your skills, your jump rope and your push-ups, then you'll set yourself a goal. And just make sure that that goal is like achievable. And then you can set yourself an aspiration, like an aspiring goal. Excuse my speech there, I kind of stuttered. But you can set yourself an aspiration goal, which is kind of like long-term, that you might achieve one day. So for me, like, here's another example. If I do chin-ups, I could probably do like 10, right? That's achievable for me. So I might have an aspiring goal to one day do like 20. So that's like double. One day I could get there and that is achievable. So that's a good goal, right? So I'm gonna knock out the push-up test right now, and I'm gonna knock out the sit-ups or the curl-up test, and just show you an example of how it's done. And then we'll go to the next 2 tests in the next video. Here we go. Be patient with me here. And, okay, so as you guys can see, I have a purple ball here. You guys say, we thought we're doing push-ups, thought we're doing sit-ups or curl-ups. What do you got a purple ball for? Well, the purple ball is just so that I know how low to go. I'm gonna touch my chest to a ball. So if you have a ball at home or some type of an object that's about, yay big, you could put it under your chest so you could touch your chest each time and you know how far to go. So I'm gonna go for a minute and just look what I happen to have. Brand new stopwatch. Actually, I got a whole box of brand new stopwatches for when we get back to school in person, we can use them. So they're brand new stopwatches, they're pretty cool. I'm gonna go for a minute, and I'm gonna show you first thing, when I try to do a push-up, I wanna make sure my body is flat, like as flat as can be. This is a good plank. Is this a good plank? No, that's not what we want. Do you want your bottom to be way up in the air? No, that's not a good push-up. We don't want that. So you want to be a nice flat plank to start. I'm going to go for a minute, or I'm going to do as many as I can. If my knees touch, my test is done. So I got a minute to do as many as I can, or until I get too tired and my knees touch. All right, so here we go. I'm going to start the clock, and I'm going to go. Here we go. 20. 30. 40. 40. Okay, so I did 45. That's about as much as I could do, and it took me about 48 seconds to do it. So that would be my test. Now, once I have my number, I would check the sheet and see 48 is equal to a 1, 2, 3, or 4. And if I didn't get a 1 or a 2, then I know I should practice in order to do more, in order to get a better grade. So 48 is pretty good. For me, I'm pretty happy with that. But I want to set a realistic goal or an achievable goal, probably at about 60. So one day, I hope to be able to do 60. Maybe by the end of the year, we'll see. All right, the next one, excuse me, I'm a little out of breath, is this curl up test. Now, when you're doing your curl ups, hopefully you have a partner to hold your feet. But if not, that's okay. You can just put them against the wall. So I'm gonna do mine like this against the wall so that it'll hold my feet. But when you're doing it, number one, make sure your bottom is close to your feet as possible. Because if your bottom is super far, then you're gonna have to come up super far in order to get a rep. So make sure your bottom is close to your feet. You're going down. Do you have to go all the way up to your knees for a rep? No. You can go about halfway and you can stop right there. That would be 1, 2, and then 3. You could put your arms across. You could put your arms at your side, but you cannot push off the ground. That would not count as a rep, okay? So I'm gonna start my timer. I'm gonna put my knees against the wall, and I'm gonna try to do as many as I can for a minute. Ready? Go. Okay, so I am not very good at sit-ups. I don't have a strong core. So that's one of my weaknesses. But you know what? That's a good goal for me to set in order to get stronger. So I did 30 in, well, I gave myself an extra second or so, 102. Not intentionally, but, so maybe I did 29. But we'll just call it 30. So I did 30. I would check my sheet and see how many I got. 30 is equal to a 1, 2, 3, or 4. For me, I think it would be like a 2 or 3. So I know I have to work on that. So this is 2 of the tests. This is video 1, goal setting. Aspirations is our vocabulary word. And come on back and I'll see you for video 2 for the jump rope test and the shuttle run. Thanks for watching, guys.